Well, hello. This reading today is going to be on something called soul contracts. I saw another reader do something like this today, and I just got really curious because I haven't done a reading quite like this. If you don't know what soul contracts are, basically the idea, I mean, I guess you don't have to believe in reincarnation. It could just be like wherever we are before we incarnate, we make these decisions and contracts with people. But usually the idea is you incarnate here um, with the same group of friends a lot of the time. And they're not always friends. Sometimes they're your family members. Sometimes they switch and change and whatever. But anyway, you make agreements with people, even people that are like enemies or whatever, or would seem like enemies here on Earth. You make agreements basically to learn something through them, through each other while you're here and through the relationship. So I have three piles kind of detailing if you are in some sort of connection with someone, and it feels like a very spiritual connection, for better or for worse. You know, kind of if you're locked in this situation and you don't know what the point of it is, or maybe you kind of do and you just want to have confirmation or see if this is what you're thinking, or you know, if you had past lives with people, sometimes that stuff carries over and you're either doing the same thing with that person as you were before, or you learned something with them and now you're learning more things, whatever. There's so many different things it could be. But so I want to get to it. Also, oh, thank you so much for commenting and subscribing and liking my channel. um Keep doing that. Always comment. It's always nice to read what people think, and if something resonates with you, tell me which one it was. And yeah, so thanks. All right, so let's get to the piles. Pile number 1 is going to be this fluorite octahedron. Fluorite is good for anxiety and stress, and for integrating your upper level energy centers with the lower ones, like the mind and spiritual communication with Earth. Can be really grounding and helpful. So if any of that matters or resonates with you, also there's going to be timestamps in my description box. So whichever one you pick, you just click the number if you're on a computer and it zaps to that area, or if you're, you know, on mobile, you just scan through. But anyway, pile number 1 is the fluorite. We have pile number 2 is the quartz, clear quartz here. There's a rainbow in there that you can't see on camera, but just see if that resonates for you. That's pile number 2. Then we have my quartz pendulum here. Pendulum's another divination tool, so if that rings any bells for you, pile number 3. Okay! Let's see. Okay, so we are starting now with the fluorite octahedron. Alright, so we are learning about soul contracts. If you have a soul contract that you're needing to fulfill and you want to know more about it, this is your reading. So, okay, we got a lot of reverse cards, which I mean is not that surprising because this is about doing work. The first card that jumps out at me is the only one that's upright, and that's the Fool. Look at the little baby bird. This little guy is just, it's funny because he's definitely not old enough to fly yet. So I don't know why he's stepping off that branch, but maybe that's the point. It's like, leap of faith. Hopefully that branch is just like really close to the ground. But, anyway, starting something new. So, that's going to relate to whatever spiritual work you're doing. Stepping into the unknown, stepping into a new way of being or a new experience or something. Then we have the Ace of Swords upside down, which speaks to not being clear, not having clarity. It's interesting. It's like kind of a fiery card in this deck, even though it's an air card. So, what I'm getting from this is you could have fire in your chart, your astrology chart. Like, you might be, even if you don't have a fire sign as your sun sign, you might be fiery. Speaking of fiery, we have Luathus the Wild here, but he is upside down. So Luathus is very impulsive and kind of like a catalyst to make you move quickly. So if he's upside down, maybe it's not time to move too quickly. And maybe that's why this card was upside down too. it's like you are moving, but maybe that's that thing that I was thinking, that the bird can't fly yet, but he's trying to step off the ledge. Slow down. Mm, we got the Queen of Spears, which is the Queen of Wands, upside down. That is Aries. Yeah, we got a lot of fire. We got a lot of warrior energy happening here. And then we have the turtle upside down as well. So I'm going to look up the turtle. I know I haven't given a lot of specific information yet, but it's like not super clear right off the bat. Turtle's a water sign, so I was talking about fire, but we got water here for sure. The turtle. Ancient soul. That's the first thing this says. Jesus. So we're talking about soul contracts. We're talking about past lives, and possibly at least. So you might have had a lot of go-arounds. You might be an old soul. You might have done a lot of work over your lifetimes, and you're still doing more. Maybe you're a heavy lifter. You've been here to try to help whoever you're going to help the world for a long time. This says grounded, trusting, at home in the self. But again, it's upside down, so slows down. Okay, so it's wonderful to be in the presence of a turtle personality. Turtle has a strong relationship with earth and water elements simultaneously. Helps to ground and connect them to the deeper truths of life. It's interesting because we do have this very grounding crystal that I had here for the first pile. Turtle energy is behind all great writers and storytellers as they collect life experiences under their shells for later use. The most potent turtle energy helps us close all other books and begin to tell our own true tale. I think you may have been a writer in a past life. You might be a writer now, but I feel like because this has to do with ancient whatever, I think that, if you are a writer now, it's because you've always been a writer. I think that you have been some sort of writer or storyteller of some kind, and that's always been your thing. And everything is going slow right now. You're moving forward, but it's going slow. I'm going to look up Luathis. So yeah, whatever soul contract you're involved in, I only have one court card here. So I don't know that your contract is with another person, which I don't even know why I would think of that. I think because contracts in general, you think of being between people, but like it can be between just you and yourself and like the spirit with divinity. Like, what am I going to do while I'm here? Because not everyone's work is with other people necessarily as the spiritual work that they have to conquer or deal with. So, Luathis reversed. Haste, impulsiveness, fire. Oh, so there's fire related to Luathis too. Spontaneity, balance. Luathis speaks of burnout. Blocked or often exhausted, creative energy. Yeah, see, more creative stuff. That's why you've slowed down. You're really burnt out. You're super burnt out. We need to find ways to regenerate and recharge ourselves so we can continue the race, but at our own healthy pace. That sounds like a turtle. I mean, it's the tortoise and the hare, but we're talking about doing things at a healthy pace. Our fire is low and must be replenished by appropriate activities before we can resolve the issues we are dealing with. Can be destructive. There are things that need to be destroyed, though, like injustice and cruelty. Luathis is eager to help with his wonderful, creative, destructive fire, but we must be careful with him. He is the epitome of unbounded enthusiasm and can lead us to burnout or glory. We must use his fire well, or he will take control and use us, leaving nothing but a little pile of ashes blowing away in the wind. Yeah, okay. Your soul contract is really just learning how to control your energy and not burn yourself out when you're being creative. I think that you're someone who, when you are creative, you get these like really, really big bursts of energy, and after you create something, you feel really drained. And so I think this is about finding a healthy pace to use your energy so that you don't deplete yourself. And this stone, fluorite, would be a really good stone for you. This would help with what you're dealing with. Integrating all the parts of yourself, being grounded, but taking that inspiration in from the spirit world or whatever. creativity, grounding that creativity. So if you can get yourself some fluorite, that would be good if you're into crystals. If you're not into crystals, there's other grounding exercises you can do. But yeah, I think that you have always been some sort of a writer or creative person. I did pick up clarifier for this. I'm clarifying with the cat cards today. And we have the 9 of Swords. So I just want to get this close enough because the kitty is cute. Yeah, you're really stressed out. You're really stressed out, and this is all about being burned out. We have fire here. We have a bunch of fire here, and we have the turtle. So yeah, I think that you are some sort of writer or creative, and you've always been in your past lives if you are down with past lives. If not, just maybe you're a writer now or you're creative, some sort of storyteller, and you are embarking on a new project, but you're burned out right now. So I think that your lesson it's just to learn how to use your energy in a way that's more efficient and healthier for you. So I think you need to drink water and take care of yourself. Um, before you move forward on your new project, like make sure you're completely healthy first. Like, don't destroy yourself in the process of your creation. Like, some things need to be destroyed and purged and stuff, but yeah, you need to, like, take it easy a little bit before you move forward, because you're just burning through all your energy. So, yeah, okay, that's pile number 1. Hope it resonated. Let me know. Like, share, subscribe, leave comments. I have a Facebook, I have an Instagram. Donate to my PayPal. That's in the comments. I mean, in the description box. Excuse me. And then email me if you want a personal reading. So now we have pile number 2, the clear quartz. We're talking about soul contracts and sometimes past life stuff that has led to whatever your contract is now. Gotcha. I love this card. Not just because it's fun and like he's playing peekaboo, but I just think the artwork's really cool. Something surprising. Something came out and surprised you, and then we have the Ace of Swords, clarity. Something surprised you with the clarity you got. You just got like a boom, wake up. Yeah. And something ended. This is like a burden, and it's not. It's interesting because if it was upside down, I might say you were finished with this burden, but it's right side up. And so you might be at the end, like maybe you can see the end to this burden that you're carrying. Excuse me, all this work, and you've been doing a lot of work, and you're like just to the end of whatever journey that you're on. The Peacock. Peacock is a really awesome card. This is like a very spiritually advanced card, so if we're talking about soul contracts, this is a good one to have. It's upside down. It's about, I think this is about digesting your experiences. So you may not be doing that very well right now, but if you have this card at all, it's just a very high vibrational card. So it's something that you can turn around. But this is like another situation, like the first pile was kind of like this, where like I think you need to take better care of yourself physically. Like I think that you could be having digestive issues or like something, tummy aches or something, and so it's about helpful digestion. Like maybe you need to like even, drink something probiotic or whatever. Like your tummy is where you feel a lot of like worry and anxiety and stuff that can mess up your stomach. So yeah, physically you might need some help. I'm gonna look more up about that, and it might be because of the surprising clarity. Even if it's like a good thing, it may have just like freaked you out. So yeah. Then we have the Page of Wands upside down, which is like, should be a new endeavor that you're starting, but you're not starting it. So, and maybe it's because you are working so hard and you're overburdened. Maybe that's why you haven't gone forward. But I think you got some surprising clarity on whatever it was that's going on, and you're just kind of freaked out about it. So I want to look up the Peacock really quick. And then also, gotcha. I love that card. Oh, and the Peacock is an air card. So I don't know if you have air in your chart. Air signs are Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. Or you may have those types of qualities. It has to do with thinking and communicating. Where is this card? Okay. Inner beauty, compassion, assimilator of anything. Yeah, like it's about assimilating whatever experiences you're dealing with right now. Digesting all experiences in life. You don't want to harbor resentment, conflict, or past pain. The peacock type is extremely rare. Not many of us have reached this advanced level of acceptance of self and others, so you have to accept yourself. And if you're out of balance, yeah, you're not digesting well. You're not digesting the situations around you, and then physically you could also not be digesting well because of that, and worrying. And if we're thinking of, what your soul contract is, I think that... Okay, I'm going to look up one more card a little more. I'm going to look up the fairy card. Gotcha. Because it's like a mix of energies here. It's like clarity and spiritual positivity. Oh wow, here he is. Sudden shock, unexpected events, rude awakenings. Yeah, that might be what it is. You had a rude awakening happen. And either you're seeing, there's two things. Either you're seeing the end of this journey now because of this rude awakening, or it's like, oh, there's more work to do now. Like, maybe your rude awakening was like, oh, I have more work to do, and you're like, I can't really stomach it. And I think maybe that's what your spiritual work is. You may even be a spiritual worker, or this could be that shock in getting clarity about that maybe you are supposed to move into spiritual work. You may have been a spiritual worker in past lives, possibly, and, getting synchronistic things or some amazing, weird, miraculous thing that happens can kind of shift you into doing that work, and that could be what's happening with you. Gotcha in a reading speaks to us of sudden, often violent breakdowns of existing structures. Okay, I have to say this now because reading this is so funny. I have clarifying cards from my little pagan cat deck. It was called the Tarot of Pagan Cats. It's awesome and adorable, but I wasn't flipping over that clarifier card when I was doing these readings lately till I read the main reading, but I looked at it by accident when I was sitting here, and it's the fucking tower. So it's like, it's funny because I was like, I'm not going to look at this till I do the rest of the reading, but as I'm going through this, it's like more reinforcement. Like, you had some kind of crazy rude awakening. And that's there it is. That's part of, that's your soul contract, is you have to wake up to your real work. I think you're waking up possibly to spiritual work. If you're not moving forward in some sort of spiritual capacity, I think that you had some spiritual awakening towards something that maybe you weren't expecting you were going to do. And this is about that. Like, you're learning to listen to guidance. And, like, the guides are, like, smacking you upside the head and just, like, you have to do it now. So, yeah, whatever specific work you're doing, which I think could be spiritual work, you're getting kicked in the pants to do it. Because that's what you're supposed to be doing in this lifetime. Gotcha kindly breaks the structure restraining us. Tower. Whether we think we want to or not, on a soul level we know this to be necessary. But in our everyday thoughts, we usually get pretty upset about it. See, we're talking about soul contracts. Like, our soul knows this is right, and this is what we asked to do. This is liberation, and we often haven't a clue what to do with it. This is usually the beginning of a period of confusion, and that's probably this. Disorientation. While we search for a way forward. See this, you're searching for a way forward, you haven't found it yet. Searching for purpose. Although we may think we're simply searching for a way back to what we had before. Nuh-uh, that's not going to happen. This is new now. Recommendation, do not try to pick up the pieces and put them back where they were. Consider instead what you would like to build in that part of your life, and this time remember to leave room for growth. yes, I think that there was some sort of divine intervention because you have to do whatever your life's purpose is, which I know is kind of the point of the reading is what's your life's purpose. But the one thing I'm really getting out of this is some sort of spiritual work. I mean, you might have been like a, you know, an occult person in the past, or a wizard, or like a priestess, or something like that. And that can seem like a shit ton of responsibility, and it's scary, and you don't really want to do it. And I know what that's like. I get it. But you got a wake up call. Haha, the fairies. Hello. I mean, you might have to work with fairies even. You got gotcha here like this. You might be like, hello, come see us. So yes, you got a rude awakening that was bringing clarity, tower moment, and you gotta take care of yourself physically. I think you're processing a lot of energy. You gotta digest your situations, but you are very spiritually high vibrational. So, talk to your guides. Also, definitely email me if you want any advice on getting into spiritual work if that's what you're trying to do. My email's in the description box. So that's pile 2. Like, share, subscribe to my channel. Leave comments, please. Tell me what pile you picked. That's always fun. So, pile number 3. Quartz pendulum. What's your soul contract? That's what we're asking about today. Ooh. You're confused. You don't know what's going on. You're like, there's so many things and there's so many ways and I have no idea what I'm looking at. And I mean, you could even be doing psychedelics. That's totally possible when I picked this up. Like, maybe you're searching for purpose. If you're watching this reading, you might be the type to search for purpose by doing that, which is fine. I mean, it's medicine. Spirit Dancer! I know it seems like such a hippie fairy card, but I believe this is creativity. You gotta be creative. You were needing to make a decision, and if you look at this, you're not doing it yet. It's funny because this is reversed, and usually when it's reversed, it means you made the decision. And maybe, I don't know, maybe you're getting closer to that. Maybe you're almost there. Like, you're almost thinking you know what you want to do, but you're still like, I'm gonna look up Spirit Dancer really quickly. I always say really quickly. I hope it actually is quick. I don't know. Self-expression, freedom, exploration. Now is the time to focus and really concentrate on a project or process, especially when involving the creative arts. Spontaneity balanced by self-discipline will help us achieve our goals. Strive for elegance and simplicity. This is a time to bring out and share qualities that we have nurtured in private. You're not expressing yourself, and you're a creative person. As I've said in some of the other readings I've done, you may have always been a creative person all throughout your lifetimes if you believe in multiple lifetimes. If not, maybe that's what you are right now. And lately you've been like really standing your ground for some reason. You've been like, maybe that's what this is. You need to stand up for yourself and do your creativity, whatever your creativity is. Like, don't let anyone tell you that you shouldn't pursue it for some reason. I mean, if you're like an artist especially, that's what, it's easy to be discouraged. But like, yeah, you definitely need to stand your ground and move forward with whatever kind of creative project you're doing. I think that you've been like, I think this is like finding inspiration for creativity, probably. That's probably what this is, all the different options of things you could do. And so this isn't like the most important crazy decision, it's just like, what do you want to create? The camel, I can't remember what the camel is about, but I know that this upside down means you do need to drink water. That's been a common thread, honestly. Probably me too. Everyone needs to drink more water. Do that. Definitely a good idea. Looking for the camel. Oh, there it is. Resourceful, independent, knows oneself. So it's upside down, you're still trying to find yourself, and I think you're trying to find it through creativity. Dehydrated, yeah, see? The camel can handle absolutely everything. It's interesting, handling everything. You've been really fighting back. You may have been a warrior of some kind, actually. Like, this is like a mix of you're a warrior and an artist. Interesting. Self-reliant, handles challenge with ease. So maybe you're not doing that as much right now, but I think with this card you are. So let's see. I think that maybe the camel... Bringing opposites into balance, fire and water. That's very magical. Responsible for one's own reactions. Wonderful traveler. Yeah, so I don't see a lot of negativity with this card except for that I think you're just physically dehydrated and a little depleted, which has been a common thread through all of these piles, so I think this is why soul contracts are coming up right now for me even to talk about, because people are really feeling it. I think since the Scorpio full moon, this stuff has gone into full effect, which is not a surprise. I clarified with the cat cards. We have the Queen of Wands upside down. I love this card, so cute. They're all so cute. The kitties. This is the Aries card. Oh, the first pile got this upside down too. Interesting. Really badass Aries type people that are just feeling depleted. You need to replenish your fire. So, yeah, I think for you, you're again, you in a past life, I think you were both a warrior and an artist, and I think that you have to keep doing both. I think maybe you have to decide. I think you have to integrate those different things in one somehow. I don't really know what that means. That's just what I'm getting, and then make a decision about how you're gonna do that and how you're gonna move forward. And this might seem kind of confusing. I don't know if it makes sense to you, but it is both of those things. You're not feeling as much on your game as you could be, but I just think that's maybe you're depleted and you need to take care of yourself. I think maybe you've been standing up for yourself so long that maybe that's what it is. That's the integration. Is that, and I kind of said this already before, is standing up for yourself in terms of what you want to do creatively. If you want to be an artist, a musician, a dancer, actor, whatever it is, creative writing came up earlier. The warrior in you, especially because Aries is another warrior, standing up for yourself, being self-reliant in order to do whatever it is that's creative you need to do. So that's what you're here for, is to follow your dreams and be creative. And then, just drink water, okay? So that is your reading, pile 3. I hope that resonated. Leave me a comment if you liked it. And then I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell. I always forget to say that. And you get notified of other readings. And yeah, donate to my PayPal and message me, email me if you want a personal reading. So thanks for watching. Bye-bye.